Hey guys, welcome back to the Up and Down with Daniel.
And Upendo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to have you join us today. We have a great show planned.
We do, and we have a new set today.
I know.
Right? This is something...
Actually, this is my kitchen.
It is your kitchen. It is. Why are we in your kitchen, Upendo?
I know, right? We're going to find out. But yes, this is my kitchen that I never use. But you are more than welcome to use this. Absolutely.
Yeah, but just make sure you keep it clean. You all right over there, Greg? So just make sure you keep it clean. She is very, very particular. That's my phone. Keep my phone over here. Very particular with her kitchen. Just one thing to know about Miss Upenda. But actually, she likes to clean up behind you, which is very cool. So I love to cook here, and I make a big old mess.
Yes, he does.
And then she just comes behind me and she cleans up. I love it.
Yeah, some people would call that rude because I literally have cleaned up while people were still eating. And someone did share with me, that is rude. So I'm really working on my OCD when it comes to cleaning while people are eating.
Yeah, but guess what? I am. Oh, there I go again. Guess what?
But we're
supposed to have a drinking game, right?
Yes.
So every time I say guess up, I had to put a quarter in a jar. But it's actually kind of cool to take advantage of that, having someone clean up behind you. So I love that. Thank you for being that person in my life.
I am that person. So what do we have going on today?
Well, first, we have a special guest, and we say that all the time, but... all
of our guests are special.
Yeah, you're going to introduce the guest, but I will tell you, we broke a rule. Well, I broke a rule. I really don't like to talk to our guests before we start because I like to sort of be surprised, but as we were setting up in our new space, I was getting to know our guest, and he's freaking amazing. Like, the conversation just flows. And so I'm really excited to just jump into the conversation and get to know our guest.
I know. And I will share this with you. I actually met our guest 4 years ago when I actually moved to Lake Worth. And just setting this up before I introduce the guest. So
go for it.
So 4 years ago, I moved into my lovely place by the beach. I like to say that I have a beach house. I really don't. I really don't, but I have a beach house.
A beach house is a mile away, but you got a beach house.
But anyway, 4 years ago, I moved to Lake Worth. And if you know anything about downtown Lake Worth, they have some restaurants that's kind of kitschy, kind of look like the neighborhood. And did I just say that? But anyway, long story short, CWS had just opened, and it was a very cool whiskey bar. And I remember walking in and I saw this beautiful bartender. I was like, ooh, who is this sexy man right here? And I pulled my ass right up to the bar.
And what an ass that is.
Pulled my ass right up to the bar, and I introduced myself, and it's been a wonderful relationship since then. Not an actual relationship, so calm down, people, but in the context of getting to know someone, fast forward, getting to know him by, going to the bar, hanging out with him, and he makes these amazing drinks. And then I remember pulling up to my house, and I would always flirt with him, but everybody.
Did he know that you were flirting with him?
Yeah. Bill, who I'm going to introduce in just a moment. Everybody flirts with Bill.
Yeah.
Even you.
Well, we shall see.
Absolutely. But fast forward, I pull into my my place and I see Bill, and I had to put a disclaimer because I flirt hard with him at the bar. And I pull up and I see Bill, and Bill looks at me. He has this look on his face.
Stalker.
And I had to wind down my window. I am not stalking you. I live next door.
I love it.
Bill had just become my neighbor, and we didn't know that. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my neighbor and the most amazing bartender in Lake Worth, among other things that we're going to get to know about him today. Bill Bender. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
Welcome, Bill.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, that was quite an introduction, huh?
It was. That might be the best introduction I've ever heard for myself ever.
Really,
Absolutely.
it can't be the first time that you've heard that you're like just this beautiful specimen that people just.
I got a beard. You can't see me blushing right now, but I am. I'm telling you, you barely see me smile under this thing.
So you remember when I walked into CWS?
Yes, you're very aggressive. Not gonna lie, you were very aggressive.
Wow.
Well, that would be me.
Yes, it's great. Love it. It's awesome.
So Bill, tell us about you, Bill. I mean, I know you from CWS. I know you from Instagram. You have a huge following, and I'm just getting to know you as my neighbor. So tell us about you. You shared earlier that you are from New Jersey.
Yeah, originally from New Jersey.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm originally from New Jersey, like the Princeton area, and go to college, and private Catholic school really doesn't teach you for college.
You went to a Catholic school?
My whole entire life.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
We like Catholic boys.
Uniforms. Settle down. I know what's going on. I see that. Yeah, I see it.
I'm going to be uncharacteristically silent in this episode.
So
I got lots of thoughts.
Yeah. So yeah. Catholic school my whole entire life, and everybody goes to college in the freshman year, and I had a really, really good time in Philadelphia because it's an hour away, and I came home after the first year. I got kind of sick. I got a little mono. But it wasn't from kissing girls. I swear.
Kissing guys?
Yeah, set myself up for that. So my major was industrial design and with a minor in architecture, and it was literally like you had art and drawing, just so much class, and then you got back to your dorm and you literally did your design work until the next class the next day. So not eating and not sleeping, and your immune system goes down. Got mono. So I came home. Long story short, started bartending, and I was like, I want to go to Florida and I want to play professional golf for a living. It's the only reason why I made it to Florida was to play professional golf.
So let me just pause right there. So you're also a golfer too.
Yeah, formally. I tried, but
You tried professional golf?
Yeah, I turned pro and played full time for a couple of years in 2007. But you're good, but not good enough type thing. But
I have seen you actually do some putting. I know I'm saying this wrong. Hitting the ball. What do you call that? Putting?
Hitting the ball. Putt. Yeah, putting. Putting works.
Well, first of all, where are you seeing him putt? I think she is a stalker.
No, I follow Bill on Instagram. And on top of that,
just to be clear, it's not through his window.
No, it's not. And this is a true story. So I heard some banging next door. And then when the banging happened, I didn't think anything because, I'm not that type of neighbor who would complain. But then...
Neither would I.
But then I see on Instagram, he is actually doing a hole-in-one in his house with this whole contraption with the syrup or whatever you were doing.
I don't know, but I'm excited. And I'm going to demand the recreation.
Getting a little shiny.
Powder, please. Powder.
But Bill shared with me that's where all the noise was coming from.
Yeah, it was we were in the middle of quarantine, and I did a couple golf trick shots for the company, CWS, and I did this was 4 years ago. This is before any of this crap started to take off. Mm-hmm. And the last one I did, however many 2 or 3 years ago, it took so long. I was like, I'm never doing this again. This is just a freak out. So, it's quarantine and it's what are you going to do? Because the golf courses are closed. The gym's closed. You can't do anything. You wash your car so many times. You change the paint color.
Oh, my God.
It's
he
ridiculous.
washed his car 10 times a week. I swear to you.
Because she was watching me.
She's seriously, I think we need to talk.
So I see this video and it's this guy and he's got a piece of wood like this and there's a Corona bottle and he chips a toilet paper roll and it hits and it gets on the Corona bottle. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was
amazing.
oh, that's awesome. So, me being who I am, it's I'm going to make this, take it to the extra level and be just so outlandish.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. So I picked a couple barrels of whiskey and, got it bottled and, long story short, I was literally standing up on top of, because this is a mirror image of our place.
Yep.
So I'm standing on top of the counter here, and there's a row of about $15,000 worth of whiskey, mm-hmm. and then there's a bottle of whiskey like in a shoe, like stuck this way, and I chipped the toilet paper roll off the counter like 20 feet, and it hit, the whiskey bottle, and it was on there. And
Wow.
It took me like 2 days.
I was going to ask you, how many takes did it take you?
And literally all she hears is like,
Bam.
Bam, bam.
I think she would imagine you like, what are you doing over there? Are you okay? Are you killing somebody?
I don't want to know anything about that.
Yeah. So that was and then I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, let's be clear. If you were my neighbor, I would like any reason to have to come over and ask if you were okay. Like, hey, I saw someone walking past your door. Are you okay?
Okay, so
I'm gonna go back because you say you were in college, so you're this brilliantly smart person because you're studying things that I didn't even know existed.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the party.
I did. I did the party. Yeah. And your parents must have been delighted when you came home and said, "I want to be a bartender."
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in my family. I was my dad. On my dad's side of the family, they owned a bar.
Okay.
So like when I was born in the early 80s in 1980, where we lived was actually on top of the bar. There's a giant apartment on top of this bar. It was so old. I did a history report on it in like 3rd grade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like Billy the Kid stayed there. Like that's how old this place was. And like I'm like
that's neat.
in like 1985, I'm behind the bar like on a Friday night.
5 years old.
With 5 years old with my karate kid outfit on.
Love it.
Pull up in the Hot Wheels, and I'm hand washing glassware for my dad.
I love it.
Wow.
I miss the 80s, man.
Right.
The 80s is when you could do this shit.
Yeah,
right?
child labor.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So my dad was a bartender, and for a brief stint before he changed professions, but I was in my family, so I was like, my first bartending job was the red and white striped shirt with the pieces of flair at TGI Fridays.
Oh wow.
Flipping bottles, ultimate June bugs and mudslides, and like everything I like detest in bartending. That's how I became it.
Okay.
And if you understand that.
Absolutely.
And let me just go back. Let me apologize because Bill is not a bartender. He's a mixologist.
Well, he has become a mixologist.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
What's the difference?
So I kind of there's so many like titles now, like bar chef and like this
Bar chef. You
Yeah,
heard of that?
I've not heard that.
It's just so this is how I put it, and I think it's just because I'm 40 now, so it's I've been through it for almost 22 years. I was in the bartending business. I'm not anymore, obviously, but when you first start out bartending, you're a slinger. And that's like, okay, vodka soda, Corona, Bud Light, gin and tonic.
I'm a slinger.
You're slinging cocktails.
And
then after you get that, that's when you're like, you may be able to make an old fashioned or Manhattan, but like, do you like really know? You got to make like 10,000 old fashions.
And it's terrifying. I used to be. I was a caterer, so I would bartend periodically.
Right.
And at that age, early 20s, I was terrified of mixing,
right?
Just because people are so particular about their.
Well, I mean, it's a learning experience. So you become a slinger and you get your speed, and then that's when you get into mixology, where you learn about flavor profiles and combinations and different types of spirits and enhancers and whatever mixology, like the actual phrase mixology, what that entails. And then after you get that, you're a slinger, you're a mixologist, then you become a bartender. Then you're a bartender.
Okay, we had it backwards.
It's no, you know why? Because and that might be my own crazy way of describing being in the bar business, being behind a bar. That's how I see it.
Well, it's kind of like a chef, right? I think the chef has to understand the art of cooking before they become a chef.
Right.
They have to understand the chemistry of cooking before they become a chef.
And you see a lot of these young kids. You go up to the bar, or a lot of kids. I've trained thousands of people, in those 2 decades, and I fired 1,000 people, and these kids come in, these young kids, and they're hungry and like, make me an old fashioned or a Manhattan, make me a Sazerac, make me a Vucare, all these crazy classic cocktails that are very important, and they make them great, and I'm like, make me a sea breeze, and they're like, make me a Madras. Like, what's that? Is that, how old is that? Is that new? Like, no. So, basically my whole thought process and the way I train people is like, forget everything you've ever learned because it's wrong. and I'm going to teach you the right way how to do it.
Okay.
And it's like, I've smoothed a lot of edges. Like, you know, I'm an Italian from New Jersey. It's like, what are you talking to me? Like, you know, like
You're talking to me, buddy.
when I was
You're talking to me.
like, yeah, when I'm still in the car, I get like that. You know, it's like that'll never go away. But like, I've calmed down a lot, and I've accepted a lot of things. You know, I guess it comes with age. But when it comes to cocktails, like if we go to like Emma and I go to a bar, and it's like I sit there and I like watch. I was like, I'll fire everybody in this place. Right
Is
now.
it painful? So I'm an actor or a former actor, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
when I watch movies, I can't just sit back and enjoy a movie.
No, you got to analyze.
I'm analyzing.
You always
I'm
analyze.
picking things apart. When
Yeah.
you go to a restaurant, are you
Or a bar.
or a bar? Are you sort of just picking apart everything you're seeing?
You know what? We don't really go to new places anymore. We kind of just stick to Sweetwater.
And by we, who's we?
Emily
Yes. Who's we?
and I. Emily and I. Yes.
Aww.
Hey, Emily.
Bill's in love with a woman. Damn it.
Yes, Emily is my neighbor, and she's amazing. And I am so glad that you two found each other. You two are perfect. I actually offered to be a throuple last week, and nobody responded.
Did you really? Did I miss that?
You did on that wonderful
Wow.
post that you gave accolades to Emily.
Oh,
and
yes.
praise. I said, "Can I be a throuple?" And you two never responded.
I didn't even see it.
Wow,
I'm
ghosted
sorry.
before it even began.
I didn't even see it. I apologize. If I saw it, I definitely would have said so. I mean, it's convenient.
I'm sweating over here. I have to admit, and I'm going to try to shut up and let you go back.
go for
But
it.
as you were telling the story, Upinda, about what was it, CWS? I actually had the exact same story, except
Go
for
ahead,
you
tell
don't. No, that's it. I just had the same story. I walked in, but Bill, you don't remember me. But I just literally walked in. I saw you, and I believe you were wearing a leather. Were you wearing a leather apron?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus, Biba. Did you bring your leather apron?
It's right behind me.
Oh, so later in the show, you're actually going to sort of show us some of your tricks.
You know, it's coming out of retirement. It's like the last time I wore this was like 2 years ago when I was 2.5 years ago before I officially retired from the hospitality industry.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like, this is it. This is special.
I am
you know
honored
what?
that you brought it today.
You know what, Bill? Let me just tell you. I think I can bring you out for several personal parties if, we'll pay you, but you are good at this. Like, you should only do it for special people like me and Daniel and anybody that's paying you.
and you and Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just Daniel.
Or just Daniel. But before we even go there, because that's going to be the treat of this show, is seeing Bill in motion, doing what he does.
This is a world-class mixologist. No joke. We haven't even touched on sort of really what Bill's all about.
But that's where I'm going to go. So what else do you have going on, Bill? Because I know that, since you have left CWS and there's been a lot of things happening in your world.
Yeah. It's the last 2.5 years.
Yes.
2 years have been kind of freaking crazy.
Yes. Tell us.
So Emily is, as you know, she's, a writer, director, producer, creator. You name it. Like, she's all of that. And she's very, very good at what she does. And when we met, like, she came in the bar, sat down at the bar, CWS.
I swear to God, CWS has more people coming up to the bar when you were there. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. When you left, it went down.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I'm sorry, CWS people.
So Emily walks into the bar.
And she
Mouth on the floor.
No, not really. No, I was. Yeah, no, not really.
Oh.
No, I was. She was like, "Yeah, you're cool."
Really?
I'm like, what?
It's always the ones who aren't impressed that they always want.
So,
true, right?
we started dating. I don't even know how much longer it was after we started dating, and she's like, I watch you sit here and you talk to these people about whiskey and like you talk for 15 minutes. Like I would talk for like 15, 20 minutes to somebody about why they should drink this and pay the extra however many dollars than just drinking the regular stuff because they're never going to find it anywhere else. It didn't really turn into a shtick. It was just, I got very, very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than I was before, but you're always learning, you never know everything. I'm still learning to this day about whiskey. She's like, you should do it. We should do a show. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm not doing a show. I was like, that's the dumbest thing, because I get comfortable in like, I get in the groove.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna pay my bill this week because I know I can make this much. And like really like taking chances and like jumping into the deep end and not into something that I have no idea about any of this stuff.
Right, so this is not your world.
No,
cameras,
very
and lights.
I was an idiot when I was like, when she's in front of the camera. She had to prep me before we started shooting season 1. So anyway, after 4 months of, it took convincing, and I was like, all right, fine, let's just do it. So we shot a proof of concept, and then we, long story short, shot proof of concept, and then we got funding, we got an investor, and then we embark on this 10-week journey to, 15, 16, 17 different states.
Wow.
We were at like 28 or 30 different distilleries. I mean, like
the show, just what's the premise of the show? Can you talk about that?
This is it right here. Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's visiting whiskey, bourbon distilleries.
But we were at some of the best whiskey bars.
Okay.
We went to a speakeasy in somebody's basement that does like private parties, and it's like an Anthony Bourdain of whiskey.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's a good.
What's the difference between whiskey and bourbon?
It's whiskey. Like just picture a big gold bar flashing sign that says whiskey.
Okay.
And then it's bourbon whiskey. It's rye whiskey, Scotch, which is single malt, Scotch whiskey, Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey.
So that bar whiskey and all those come from
those are
that.
all whiskeys.
Whiskey is the umbrella, and then all that underneath is all some sort of whiskey.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you guys went around to 17 different states and you visited distilleries around the country.
We were drinking it. We filmed at Sweetwater with Sean, the owner, because that's a big bourbon whiskey bar. It's a big whiskey bar. And him and I we're friends, and, he's very knowledgeable, and, he's a character just like I am. And, we shot a great segment. And then literally like we got on a plane and we flew to Colorado. We were in Breckenridge, 9,000
Breckenridge,
9,000 and some feet above sea level, filming after Florida. And then we're on a puddle jumper to Salt Lake City, and then we're in Park City like 4 days after we're in Florida, and there's 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Amazing locations too. Like these locations are sick.
Vermont. I mean, we were everywhere. We were in the middle of nowhere in Colorado, in like thousands of acres on a farm where they grow all the corn and the wheat and the grains.
Wow.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. I mean, like I have stories, but basically it's the owners and the master distillers, the stories of
how they got started.
Yeah, and some of the stuff's like I lost a bet on a football game, and that's how we started the whiskey. And I read it in a magazine on a red eye back from Las Vegas, and that's how we started this whiskey distillery. And now we just sold it for $25 million.
So we should start a whiskey distillery.
I don't think I'm going to start a whiskey distillery. Maybe vodka.
Yeah.
Vodka.
Although vodka's kind of boring.
The vodka pays the bills. Most of these new whiskey distilleries, when they start, they have to make their whiskey and put it in barrels. And by law, they have to age it if it's straight bourbon whiskey for 2 years. Yeah. So in the meantime, while that's aging, like they're making gin and they're making vodka and they're putting their label on it and they're selling it to literally pay the bills.
I just learned that. That's so, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's actually very interesting also during COVID, right? So I was telling someone that my my building has the hand sanitizer, and it smells like tequila. I'm like, this is straight up tequila.
All the distilleries are doing that now.
It was probably came from a tequila distillery.
Yeah, all the whiskey distilleries. I have so much stuff over there. Whiskey distillers are sitting. I got huge spray sanitizers, and I have the hand sanitizer that they made. Yeah,
that's amazing. So, Bill, I felt like we could literally just sit back. I could sit back and just listen to you talk for days.
Yes.
I just want to make sure, where is this show that you talked about? Is that on air right now? Is that something people can access, or is it coming up? Or?
No, not yet. We'll be making an announcement on dates and the platform very, very soon.
Okay. But where can people get to you from? We have fans for the Up and Down show. If they want to follow you, where can they follow you at?
Well, I'm only on Instagram, and it's fine. I never wanted to be on social media, but the place I worked at before these guys were like, you need a social media presence, and like I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, post is like, and I'd sit there and it's like one like for like a week.
So let me pull this up because I actually just started following you about
I've been
an hour
following
ago.
you from day
So
one, Bill.
is it okay if we share your handle?
Yeah, absolutely.
So and you have two Instagram sites. Is that okay?
Yeah. That's fine.
So the one is Bender's Stash.
Yeah, that's the name of the TV show.
That's
the one TV show. Yeah, it's Bartender'S Stash.
And you have 6,500 followers. So that's pretty damn good.
So Bender's Stash on Instagram.
And then there is the Bill Bender 3. So I or 3, however you do that.
Or lowercase LLL. I don't remember which one it was. It's just they all look the same.
That's a good way to hide out on Instagram.
Yes.
LLL 111.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like it. And he has a measly 29,000.4.
Measly.
Let's just round up to 30,000 followers. And you tell me at the beginning, as we're getting to know each other, you're not an influencer. You don't think of yourself as an influencer. So how does a guy who doesn't want to be on social media get 30,000 followers?
Well, see, this is the thing. Like you say the word influencer, and usually influencer involves a company coming in and paying you or giving you free product to talk about that. And,
Gotcha.
Then when you get into like the pay for play kind of stuff, you may not agree with it and you're just doing it for the money. And that's how I feel the influencers are. Now I'm totally, I am non-biased with what I talk about. And I speak the truth. Like, this whiskey is shit and it's overpriced, it's overhyped and underwhelming. And, it comes from one of the biggest, whiskey distilleries in the world. And
Love it.
I speak the truth. And, what I do is, I get a lot of DMs from, people that are curious about whiskey or cigars or, golf or whatever. And I try to answer all of them. And, if people have a question, which is, you call it rudimentary, about any of that stuff, I'm a cool guy, absolutely. I'll answer you. I answer any question you have. Like the whiskey world has gotten so, it's gotten this name of like the monocle guy, like scoffing at you, looking down their nose, like real, like an arrogance to it. And like the whiskey community now is very, very tight and very, very friendly. And people, answer questions. And that's what I'm trying to push this towards. Like, oh, you're hoity toity.
So you're saying that it's an approachable industry now.
Exactly. There's so many people. There's a rough estimate, 45 million Americans now are drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, women in their 20s are drinking whiskey.
I know.
It's like, what? Like,
And that's a shift. It hasn't always been that way.
No, it was, the mid to late 90s. There was no whiskey in the 70s, in the 80s. Pretty much 70s and 80s. It was all going to Asia. It was all going to Japan, all the good stuff. There was only a couple, here and there, a couple good labels. But then, in the late 90s, whiskey started taking off again. It started like a resurgence, like a renaissance.
Yeah.
And it goes up and up and up and up and up. And now there's no bubble being burst anytime soon. It just keeps going up and up and up. And there's thousands of distilleries in the country now.
So you're bringing whiskey to the common man.
I'm just trying to make it, trying to be cool about it.
So what does your family say about this? What do they think about your new career?
I get my mother. She's like, oh, come on, like you're drinking it. Get a hold of yourself. You're drinking it like one. It's my job. Like if you look at the comments, like my mom leaves a comment and then I reply to her and a respectable kind of like,
Mom, get off my feet already.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, mother, I am drinking it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon
because it's my job.
Because it's my job.
Yeah, Penda and I actually also want to do a whole show about family. Because family, so you would understand, family is crazy when you all of a sudden have a presence on social media and doing something even like a podcast. Like family's comments are crazy.
They're not the nicest.
You think that they'd be the number one fan?
It's just my mom.
It's just my mom.
No, we're just talking about family.
Trust, my mom doesn't even comment on my show. Mom, I don't even know if you watch the show. But grandma, you do.
Or when your parent does watch, she has nothing but criticism. Thank you, Mom.
It's not even that bad. My mom's gotten better. She used to put like the random emoji, like the Argentinian flag. Is like, what does that even mean? Like, is that serious? But like now she's got like she's got the hang of the emojis, and she's just like, oh come on, that's it. And I can hear her when she. when I read it, it's like, oh, come on.
Oh, come on. And
that-
she's
that
an Italian.
yeah.
Yes, she's an
Come
Italian
on.
from Jersey. Come on. I'm picturing, who is it? The Judice woman. From the Housewives,
Teresa.
I'm picturing Teresa.
Yeah,
who would play your mom in the movie?
Like,
And the Real Housewives of New
oh,
Jersey.
the Real
Which one?
Housewives. I don't
Of New
know.
Jersey.
No, I'm just asking. So, what does she look like? Who would play your mom? What actress? Famous actress?
It's like Annette Funicello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
All
when,
right.
when my mom was
Really?
younger, like
Wow.
I you know,
She has
Beautiful.
flip hair, beautiful black hair.
she used, you know, when she was that, you know, in her, you know, 20s and 30s. My mom's been 38 for the past 15, 20 years. Happy
totally
38th birthday, Mom.
understand. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, we're coming up on a break.
I don't want to go to break. Honestly, I could talk to you forever.
Well, we're going to continue to talk to Bill, but we're coming up on a break. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talk to Bill, but now we're get to see Bill in action.
Yes.
He's come out of retirement just for the Up and Down show.
And not just him, but the leather. Yes.
And he's going
The
to
leather
put on
apron.
that leather for us. Oh, you better hold us back. I'm just saying. We're bad together.
Absolutely. This is great, though, Bill. I mean, honestly, I've never been more excited to watch a man make a drink.
Calm down. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Here we go. Here we go.
We will be back.
All
Thank
right,
you.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Upenda.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. But you know what, Upenda? We need sponsors for this show.
Absolutely. Especially during this time where you're hearing our voices right now. This could be you.
It could be them, but it's not.
But it could be them. You can sell your product, your business, or your service.
Or any dang thing else you'd like to sell. But first, you got to contact us. How can they get in touch with us,
They
Upenda?
can contact us at theupandownshow@gmail.com.
Is that all one word, Upenda?
Oh, yes, it's one word, theupandownshow@gmail.com. So if you have a product, a business, or service, or any damn thing else you want to share with our audience, please contact us at where?
theupandownshow@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, guys.
So we are back, Daniel, with Bill. Thank you, Bill, again for agreeing to come to the Up and Down show. We are so excited because now we are going to get to experience.
Look at that smile, Upenda. Before we jump into look at the smile. Look at it's just.
Wait. Just let's talk about the beard.
Well, no, we could talk about the beard. So yeah, let's talk about the beard. How long have you had your beard, Mr. Bill?
I mean, it's been on and off for about 5-6 years, but I really started to grow it out probably about 3-4 years ago. And I just keep it right here. It can maybe get a little longer or a little bit shorter, but it stays literally right here. Like, I'm not really like the Duck Dynasty kind of guy. You know, I can't do all the way down. It would be down here if I let it grow, but
Yeah, no. That's a great length.
You know what I mean?
Can I touch your beard?
Absolutely.
Can I get off just a little bit?
Sure, go ahead.
Wait, can I? I'm going to be fair right now. He's being very nice because he's a guest on the show, but I think asking a man to touch his beard is just like asking a black woman if you can touch her hair. That is like kind of a no-no. It's kind of a no-no.
Here we go with the debate.
I've had people. I've had it. I remember one time we were like Rocco's Tacos, and Emily's standing right next to me, and I was with a group of my friends from New Jersey where we were, and we're just sitting there talking, and this girl just walks up and she's like, to my beard.
Oh wow!
no.
Now
Like,
that's rude.
And like you can see, Emily was just like,
I'm gonna
"Is she
kick
serious?
her butt."
Is she fucking serious?
Wow.
Is she serious? And I was like, all right. And it's like, I don't know, she's probably drunk, so this is okay. Just let's diffuse the situation. It's, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, your beard is rocking, and I went to your Instagram page, and you have like these beautiful pictures where it's just glowing, and it's like has these waves in it, and so
the white comes in, and I get like depth.
You
know
said
what I mean?
white
Like the
is
highlight.
called
Also, that's not
gray.
even stylized. That's just.
I'm good with white. I'm good with the white hairs give me more depth. Yeah. The gray hairs are like, You're old. Yeah. But like the white, like I passed the old and now I'm wise.
Okay,
Yeah.
because seriously, I have white too. I have white bins.
You gotta rock it.
Okay.
Yeah, I go, and I'm biracial, so I appreciate the white and the brown, right?
Oh my goodness. There you go.
Getting the sun, you know,
now
with
he
the
wears
blonde.
his biracial card.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
and actually Italian. I am Italian, so hey,
Oh
pass
my
on,
God.
right?
There you go. We're on the same level.
Can we change spots? Actually,
No, we cannot change
Why do I
spots.
feel like a backup singer? By the way, with these mics,
I
here?
know. This is our new look.
Yeah. Anyhow, I don't. I didn't mean to, but it's just like that smile I had. And also, let me just point out one other thing. I don't know if our guests, if our viewers can see your hat, but
you
is that
yes.
is that you or is that just a coincidence?
No, that's me.
That is you. All right.
me, yeah.
That is you. So
We're gonna have to get hats.
you have your own brand.
This is my own brand. Yeah.
Well, his brand is his beard.
So tell us
His
about
look.
the hat. Tell us about the hat.
So literally, I walked into the kitchen because one of my cooks was a tattoo artist, and I was like, listen, I just have this crazy idea. I tried to draw it out by myself, and I went to art school, so it wasn't even that far away.
So interesting.
I
It
know
wasn't even
he
that
is.
far away from this, but I was like, just need to, and I literally looked at him and I was like, I need this right here, like just this, and like the neck open, kind of like the Thundercats logo.
Thundercats.
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
So you don't even know. It took a year. Like the designs took a year, and he left, and then my other guy, who's a super talented graffiti artist, he took over the design. I mean, you look at this thing and you're like, it's like 16 lines. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, this took a lot. Like, you should see, like, there was one with like the super curly mustache. I was like,
Right.
that's not happening. And then like the mustache was actually like the last thing that took forever. And then you could see the length of the beard, and that was the length of my beard, which is probably about right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we came up with this design, and now
It's perfect. So we probably should get started with the drinks because we should, but we can keep talking as you're making it. But
So what are you gonna make us today, Bill?
okay. So I'm gonna make a classic old fashioned. I'm gonna make literally one of the first recipes ever to be created for an old fashioned. The word cocktail, the definition of the word cocktail, like when the word cocktail was created, it was spirit, sugar, bitters, citrus, and that was literally how the old fashioned, the first cocktail was made.
Wow. See, we learned something today.
Like the 1800s, So the original old fashioned called for rye whiskey instead of bourbon, and then you had aromatic bitters, and you have your sugar water, your simple syrup, and then you have a lemon zest. Now today, there's different variations, and like if you went to Wisconsin at a certain point, they only made old fashions with brandy. Like you literally would go, you'd say, well, why don't you put bourbon there? It's like, we never heard of that before.
Wow.
So it all depends on where you are geographically, and obviously, and then you add stuff, and then mixology and all that happy horse shit, and then variations start, and then you start expressing your scientific abilities to blend together different flavors, and that's what makes it so awesome.
Yeah.
He said scientific abilities. Did you hear that?
Absolutely, scientific abilities.
Yeah, I mean,
we are.
it's kind of like
This is not a
chemistry.
slinging bartender anymore.
Well, no
this
slinging
is an
over
artiste.
here. No
here.
slinging over
Do you need
here.
some ice in that?
Not yet.
Not yet,
So
okay.
the original recipe, and this is how we used to make them down.
By the way, I'm going to be your bar back.
Literally. Literally.
We're going to leave that E out of there.
Yeah.
So the original way to make it old fashioned was you put a napkin on top of the glass, cocktail napkin, and you put a sugar cube on there, and then you douse the sugar cube with bitters, and then you would put it out, down, and then you would muddle it up with a little bit of water, and then we don't. I don't have the patience for that right now. All right?
And we don't have the
we're gonna
time
do
for
it
that either.
Like we did it.
All right.
Okay, so it's very, very simple. Now I like to use 100 proof. Now anything less than that, maybe it's because I drink 145 proof whiskey and my palate's a little bit more acclimated to stronger stuff.
When it's 100 proof, that means 50% of it is alcohol?
ABV, 50% ABV, 100 proof. Yeah, so
Okay.
the ABV is multiplied by 2. Now it's always 2 ounces. for an old fashioned. Like
2 ounces.
2 ounces.
I used to do
2
3
ounces
'cause,
of whatever the hell you want to make it. Like you can make mezcal old fashioned, any kind of old fashioned you want. You know, I don't judge. You know, your flavors are your flavors, and that's fine. So now the thing is, this is where it gets tricky. Now 100 proof. Let's just say that's the baseline. You go under, you go forward. So at 100 proof, right? You know, a quarter ounce. We call it a skinny quarter ounce.
Okay.
Okay. So you know, you have wines in your jiggers.
Right.
What you call me? That's an old RuPaul joke.
Yes.
What you call me?
This is regular simple syrup. Oh, I'm making 2, aren't I? Yeah. So for the
Now, what is that?
this is simple syrup. So
That's homemade simple syrup.
yeah, I literally made this a couple hours before we.
Aw, he made syrup just for us.
I did. I felt inspired by this because I haven't. You know, I might as well make a splash. You know, coming back and
That's
to make
right.
cocktails.
If you got to make a splash, do it on the up and down show.
Exactly.
See how I did that?
Yes, that's a good one. That was a good
I know.
one. Trademark. So you always do a skinny quarter ounce with 100 proof. Now, if you go higher than 100 proof, then you add a little bit more. And if you go lower, then you just keep it right there. Now, it all depends on how strong this is. If you're using 130 proof, then you would go to like a skinny half ounce.
Okay.
But like, how many people really use 130 proof? Especially
So the specificity is killing me. Like you are.
Don't worry.
Like this is like chemistry.
It gets way more weird.
So the higher the proof, the more expensive it is?
No, the higher the proof, the more sugar water you should use.
No, but I'm saying with regards to if you're buying.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it could,
That's just
it could
a
be.
question about the cost of certain
Right.
brands.
So like the lower the proof is, that means, it comes out of the barrel at a certain percentage of alcohol. And then, if you mass produce, like, let's just say something like Jack Daniels or Maker's Mark, like it's only 90, 94 proof, something like that. So what they're doing is they're watering it down to get more bottles out of it. At a higher proof, like the stuff that we bought from Willet was 130 proof, something like that. You're literally taking the whiskey out of the barrel and you're putting it right in the bottle. So you're not cutting it. Watering
What's grain alcohol? Is that 200 proof? Is grain alcohol?
It's you go anywhere between like 160 and 200 proof, 220 proof, something like that. I don't really know the specificity or whatever. That one. I tried, but it didn't work.
Our next show, we will go back to dumbing this show down. You need a science degree to actually appreciate today's show.
Specificity?
No,
Specificity.
Yeah, whatever.
There we go.
So that one. All right. So and now,
Specific.
the most important thing is Angasura, which is an aromatic bitter. Now, what you're going to do is, so you got the little thing here, the little hole, and you're just going to
There may be some bitters over there. Greg, can you help us out? Is there any bitters over there?
It might say aromatic. Anything that says aromatic on it.
Yeah, the one with the little hole.
Thank you, Greg, for coming to the rescue.
Okay, so it's a regulator. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because it's so strong, that's why?
Yeah, well,
It's also a very bitter, hence the term.
it's very bitter.
Yeah. Bitters.
But it's a strong bitter.
It's a strong bitter.
Yeah.
You,
I got you.
You do 5 or 6. I like to, personally for me, I like to taste the aromatic bitter in my cocktail.
It's a very a lot of people don't like bitters, right? It's sort of an acquired
freaking
taste.
bitter, and it's good for. I'm putting more in because I'm making 2.
Okay.
It's super bitter. It's good for stomach aches. Bitters and lemon.
Really?
Oh my God, bitters.
Don't they use it also on sea ships? Like if you're feeling nauseous, seasick, they say you should drink bitters.
Aromatic,
Really? I didn't know that.
Angostura bitters the Angostura River in South America. There was a doctor that was helping tribes and people on the river, and he created Angostura bitters to help cure, like medicinal. It was used for medicinal purposes.
A lot of alcohol
and then,
was, right?
Anything, it just gets lumped in with the alcohol.
Right.
Yes,
So
yes.
okay, so you have all this in. Can I have some regular ice, please, in that?
Absolutely. How many cubes would you like, sir?
Just a little ice. You could just fill it up. Keep going, like halfway, 3/4 of the way, actually. Please and thank you.
There you go,
perfect.
sir.
Now,
Okay, being a bar back. Not a bareback, but a bar back.
She had to go and actually be.
I'm helping you out, Bill.
I'm a giver.
Barback, not bareback.
I'm a giver.
Nobody wants what you're giving right now.
So here's the tricky part with these cocktails. Now we're inside. This is climate controlled. It's regulated. You know, it's 70, 72 degrees in here.
Yeah.
Now every cocktail needs dilution, a certain amount of dilution,
Yes.
and depending on if you're outside, like if you're outside at CWS and it's hot, 90 degrees, you're going to stir this. You know, you're going to stir these cocktails less time than you would inside.
Okay.
You know, because it all depends on your water dilution.
So the water from the ice cube is part of the chemistry of the drink.
Of every cocktail you could possibly imagine, that's not a straight shot.
And people don't understand that.
Yeah,
They think
people
it's just
like
to chill the drink.
to chill it. No, it's water dilution. It kind of melds every flavor together.
Ooh.
So-
see, I didn't know.
So are you
that.
serious
Can I
like
have
this
two
with
big
everything
cubes
you
here?
do? Like, are you
kind of
serious?
cubes do you want in here?
Do you take love making as seriously as you?
Well, there's no point in doing it if you're not going to do it good, right?
Oh my goodness! Really, we are doing that. We are doing that. And yes, I just made a boo boo. Our producer's looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, you just did that. I did. It was by
There you go, sir.
accident.
Thank you. Okay, so
Wait. Can you share something? That is a square. Yes, share that. That came out of my refrigerator.
big cubes are the best.
My freezer.
They're awesome.
What did that come out of?
So if you make one cocktail,
We're bad. We're so bad.
if you make one cocktail, you pour the one cocktail. Now, the biggest misconception of this, you know, act of pouring cocktails is if you have two or more, then you're not going to pour one and then pour the other, because even though this is diluted, there's you know, heavier stuff on the bottom and more diluted stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back and forth.
Who knew that?
And that's, you always take the last drink. That's why you get so drunk. So if someone's just pouring one drink at a time, make sure you take the last drink. That is
Oh
the
my God,
lesson
that
from
is-
We
today.
have a
I just learned something.
peeler.
Yes, we do.
These are
We
the things
do.
that I don't have. Now we're using a mandarin orange. You know, you would use a regular orange.
Guess what?
I am so impressed.
Is that a pillar?
I am so impressed. That's not okay. You mean like a actual like a potato pillow?
Yeah,
Like
potato
potato
peeler.
peeler.
You have a
This
potato
is
peeler?
it.
That's a
Zester.
channel peeler.
Zester. We're gonna watch this interesting part of the show where they challenge each
so-
other.
I don't
Yupen is
have
going to
one.
tell
No,
the
you know
world
what
class
potato peeler?
bartender that is the tool he needs.
How about a knife? You got a knife? How about a paring knife?
A paring knife. I think oh,
No,
that's a paring
that's
knife?
not a paring knife. That's a steak knife.
This is a steak knife.
So this is a cutlery.
paring knife.
This is a
That
cutlery
lets you know
class.
I don't know anything about my kitchen. I told you all I do not go in my kitchen. Hence the proof.
Yeah, is this even your house? Come to think of it, I haven't been upstairs. Are there even bedrooms upstairs?
You know what?
Yeah.
Don't go there. You stay upstairs. You actually, forbade people from
I
sleeping in
do.
your room.
I have my own room up here.
So, so you usually use I guess you would call it a potato peeler. It's kind
So
of.
I need to go get a potato peeler now.
Yeah, potato peeler.
Just for making drinks, by the way, not to cook.
Yes. So what you do with this is you're going to hold this about an inch away from the opening of the glass, and you're going to express it this way. People have the biggest another misconception is you see bartenders that literally take the rind and they
I've seen that.
I would totally do that.
well, if you ever put an orange peel in your mouth, it's like sour. It's hard.
yeah.
It's nasty. Like, why would you want that on the rim of the glass?
Right.
So what you do is, obviously as a bartender, you would take the peel and you would have the outward facing peel towards your bar patron, because every time they took a sip, you would get the aromatics in the nose while you were sipping.
Oh, wow.
I am so bad. I found that so erotic with him sticking his nose into that glass. Literally. Can I take a picture later of you just sticking your nose in that drink with the bill?
You know what?
I
Calm down.
Oh, calm down. Hey,
Calm
no,
down.
I really do, and I mean this as a huge
That
compliment.
is so cool what you just, I've got to remember to do that.
I appreciate
Yeah,
a
what
straight
you
man that is comfortable, that is not
So
uncomfortable
it's one
with
for me and one
a
for
gay
you.
man flirting with
One
you.
for
one
me.
okay.
Yes.
I understand.
So, this is
Smell it
a
orange?
regular.
This is the. Oh, you know what I did? I just totally messed that up. It was
No,
supposed
no.
to be. It was supposed to be a lemon.
But it's okay.
It's okay. We're fine.
This is the up
I'm
and down
rusty.
show.
Get it? It's a 2.5 years.
Hey, this is the up
You're
and down
allowed.
show. We,
So this is a
there's
special
no
up and
mistake.
down
Yes.
So rye.
fashion.
There it is. There you go. So this is the rye and aromatic, and then an orange slice.
Oh my God, I can smell the orange.
Awesome. So that is,
How about that?
that's amazing. So that is a traditional.
This is one of the original recipes.
And then can you make probably more quickly just sort of the next one and just sort
And
of
let me do this because
and
I
you
clean.
can just make it. You don't have to stop and do it, but just tell us like what's the difference between what you just did and what you're about to do.
Okay, so this is then we get into variations.
See what I did?
Now,
That's beautiful.
You know, today and age, you're going to use bourbon for an old
And
fashioned.
we can make this for. Oh, I'm gonna try that one too. So
So use bourbon.
She's just being a stingy little one today.
Now this is 100 proof as well. You know, you get basic. This bottle is my favorite bottle of bourbon in the entire world, and it's
Really?
$11.99.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Show it to the camera.
So, do you know that
What is it, JT?
Do you know that?
Steven.
So JT has brown bottle of bottle has been around since the late 1800s.
Okay.
And do you know? Have you ever seen The Hustler with Paul Newman?
Yeah, of course.
So that's what he. This
That's
is what
what
he
he's drinking.
drinks in that movie.
You had me at-
and
You
this
had me
is
at Paul Newman.
$11.
$11.99. Yeah.
All right, let him make his drink.
Okay, so I'm going to use bourbon, right? The new age. Instead of regular simple syrup, what I did
I'm
was
looking at it.
I made a simple syrup before I got here, and it is a cinnamon, clove, almond simple syrup.
Almond.
Yes,
Can I taste that just by itself?
yes, absolutely. Okay, now. So what I've done was I've added an element, a depth flavor, 3 different flavors. So
definitely want that.
instead of the regular simple syrup, we use that simple syrup.
Okay.
And instead of aromatic bitters, I'm going to use a mole bitters, which is cacao, cinnamon, and spice bitter.
How does it taste?
Oh my God, that is delicious. That is delicious. That would
Oh
be
my gosh.
that would be wonderful, like over ice cream.
Over everything.
Yeah, that's amazing.
May I have some ice?
Absolutely, sir.
Oh, that's great. And how did you make that?
So what you do is you do weight. You do equal amounts of sugar in weight and hot water, like boiling water in weight.
Okay.
There you go.
And then you just stir it together, and
And the almond what?
you literally put almonds into whatever you're making the simple syrup. Some cinnamon sticks, a couple cinnamon sticks, and then some cloves. And literally, you sit there and you let it cool off, and it sucks. The sugar sucks everything out with all the flavors.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is
Can I have
absolutely
some
delicious.
big?
Some big.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I'm not gonna drop it this time.
All right.
You know what? Since I did that, then we're gonna do this with this one. How about that?
You're gonna do a lemon.
Yeah, we're gonna do the lemon because why the hell not? Actually,
Thank you.
I like a man who thinks on his feet and is flexible.
You think that's the only thing you like about a man?
Well, that's actually just the first thing I like about a man: flexibility.
Let me tell you what I like about a man.
Yeah.
Big feet, big hands, big, you know what else?
Wow. Wow.
Well, that's not true. That theory has been proven to be wrong.
Yeah.
Not a lot of times, but
So, Bill, where can we get your hat if we wanted to purchase your hat?
yes.
There's a website. The Binder Stash TV show has a website,
Okay.
but we are currently sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah, we sell out so fast.
So he never wanted to be on social media. He doesn't think of himself as an influencer because you can't pay for him to say something about your shit. He's going to give you a real feedback about what he thinks about your
I
product.
have learned something new.
And he sells out on hats.
Bill, you need to train me. Will
Yes.
you train me? And
Yes,
I
yes,
promise to
yes.
be a good girl.
No problemo.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's going to be totally different, but pretty much the same exact recipe with.
Smells divine.
Let me smell it. Oh my God.
This is
That smells amazing.
So,
That smells amazing.
and it's easy. It's simple. Like you make simple syrup in 15, 20 minutes. It's really nothing.
this is excellent. So what I will tell you is that this man right here. Let me get closer to him. Or he got to get closer to me because I don't want to lose this mic. Thank you for sharing your time and your talent with us today.
Thank you for having me.
No, actually, this has been a lot of fun. I actually have heard lots of you. Okay, maybe you have a second stalker.
There's more of you.
But I've heard a lot about you and Emily, and I've been wanting to meet you. So when I heard that you were going to come do our show, I was super excited. And also thank you, Upenda, because we've made a promise this year to introduce more people from our circles. And so this is really exciting. And I think we're actually going to have Emily on the show too, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed, because she's really working hard and we're so proud of her, aren't we?
Very proud of her.
Yes.
Yeah, she's superstar.
So you were telling us earlier that she's a filmmaker and she's actually out on
She's doing a horror film right now.
She's doing a horror film.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And she's going to be gone for like a month or something like that.
So she comes back like the 29th.
So you guys are like this new power couple that are going to be sort of crossing each other in the airways and all that. How is that to sort of date somebody and to sort of have this sort of active life that isn't in one place?
I mean, I kind of put it as like, if you got to be able to accept it, you know, like you can't be selfish and you know, okay, this is what you got to do, so you got to do it. You know, I'm here, you know, so I'm going to hold down the fort. Just like when I'm going to be gone shooting whatever the hell I need to be shooting, and you know, she's home, and you know, it's vice versa. You got to be a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is awesome.
And I definitely, like I said, you know, I offered to be a throuple with y'all. I'm still waiting on my response. I'm just saying, because you know I'm single, Bill. Did you know that? We're both single. So if you know anybody for both of us, or we could just do them together. We're both dating and single, so any help you can give us.
Yeah, you're making me sound real desperate, so I'm not as desperate as that. But I honestly, thank you for doing our show, and and I'm super excited to see the new show. It's called you said Bartender'S Stash.
Bartender'S Stash.
Yeah.
And trust me, what we'll do is when it finally is released, we will give the Up and Down fans a update about that. So you can definitely stay tuned to that, but also follow Bill at Bartender'S Stash on Instagram, and then Bill Bender 3.
It's either IIILLL. We don't know, but you know,
it's 3.
If you find them, consider yourself lucky.
Just look for the hot guy with the beard. So thank you. This has been a great show.
It's been a really wonderful show. Thank you for being our first guest in Upenda's Kitchen.
I know, and it's been used. How about that? Bye, guys.
Hey, guys. Take care.